Hey, welcome ELYES GABEL fans.
Do you remember the mummy who was always hungry?
Let's get back to our countdown.
Deaths on film.
From the awful to the gruesome
How we ended up having a mummy.
to the downright stupid.
Oh, it is a sad, sad tale of Prince Nuff of Abu Simbel. It is a tale brimming with woe.
I Love Mummy was a fantasy sitcom, the first project that ELYES scored a role in.
It was the greatest time in Egypt's history.
During that time, Ramses II was pharaoh.
I was the eldest son of Ramses II. I knew one day I would rule the land, but until that day came, I was to be groomed to be the next great pharaoh.
The show was about the Barnes family who moved into their dead grandmother's house. In the attic, they came across a sarcophagus, and it opened and revealed a 5,000-year-old demigod, Prince Nefertiti of Abu Simbel, who is unable to ascend to the afterlife until he has completed his scroll of tasks.
This is the scroll of tasks.
Of course, the Barnes family wanted to know all about Nuff, how he died.
Why was he?
Pharaoh for one day.
Finally,
What is he doing here?
the day arrived.
Sandboarding.
What is sandboarding? Apparently sandboarding was already invented by the ancient Egyptians, so that's a fact. A board sport and extreme sport similar to snowboarding that involves riding across or down a sand dune while standing on a board, either with both feet strapped or while standing loose without bindings. Sandboarding can also be practiced sitting down or lying on the belly or the back. It typically involves a sandboard, although it's also possible to use sleds, surfboards, a skateboard deck or snowboards.
Let's get back to Nuff's story.
I would have my chance to rule as pharaoh. I celebrated in the only way I knew how.
Last one to the top of the Sphinx is a moldy crocodile.
There's even a sandboarding world championship.
If you ever go to Egypt, do not surf down the Sphinx.
Hey? You died sandboarding down the Great Sphinx?
Was sandboarding a deadly sport?
Yes, I blame the slaves. They leave their tools everywhere.
Number 7. Now you know. Sandboarding down the Sphinx is not very advisable.
Palace is now accepting person named.
You've been sitting in a waiting room for 3,000 years?
That is it. A waiting room. Only foggier.
Number 112. The Golden Palace is now accepting person 112.
I don't suppose you have any interesting papyrus to read, do you?
I'm afraid I haven't got any papyrus Nuff, but I got many interesting clips on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.